Seven Sins. They took down a team named Primeval, and of course TLP, and they took down DLP pretty convincingly as well, 13-2, and that's in a quarterfinal match. So I mean, Flow State making some big damage. I mean, when we talk about Elysium, they beat Dreamland 13-2, Sean Peace 13-8. They beat the Prospects in the quarters 13-7. So now, just some big names that we've taken down. But look at this, Joyce. We're already on, agent selection.
Man, they are flying through it, and I'm loving the Brimstone. The fact that we got to see Brimstone last match was fantastic, especially on both teams, and we're seeing him again, but this time, Elysium going a little bit differently this time. Choiboy on the Killjoy. We see Hype Hop on this Reyna, and Kairos, which I'm used to seeing Kairos on Killjoy, so seeing him on Sova is actually really exciting, and I'm pretty stoked to see what happens in this first match of the Grand Finals.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the fact that we have Brimstones, like you said, it's so great because I feel like we're kind of back in the first iteration of Valorant, right? Like we knew Brimstones were the big thing, and then obviously Omen just became like the bigger, better version. But now with the buff, Boomer Brim is back and he's looking good, and he's just taking names with him. So we're seeing a similar selection, I think, so far from Flow State. I think we're just waiting for Simple to kind of make that confirmation. But interesting choice, like you said, with Choiboy going to be having that Killjoy. Personally, I think it's a really good choice for a Sentinel as well on a map like Haven.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can get so much use out of the turret itself. I mean, the fact that the turret has to be within range now kind of hurts Killjoy on Haven a little bit, I would say. But at the same time, if you could just hold down a site yourself as that Killjoy, I feel like it's still a solid pick, especially here on Haven. We got 3 sites, tons of different corners and weird little spots to put that turret to really get some good information out there and a little bit of damage out there too. So we might see a couple of those cheeky little turret kills in the kill feed, which is super exciting. And those are always, I mean, they're unfortunate, but they're also hilarious to witness those really unfortunate turret kills, that's for sure.
There's nothing more tilting when you're playing against that and then you go for a peek and then the turret just takes you down. You're like, wow, I can't believe that actually just happened to me. And then, if you're the Killjoy, you're like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the best. It just feels so good.
Oh, it feels so good. Even though you didn't do anything, you just put it down and it did the work for you. It still feels so good. But here we are jumping in. We have 5 seconds left to jump into the first round of the Grand Finals. This is a best of 3 here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Bossy TV getting aggressive already, but Choiboy is going to win out in that gunfight. 25 HP left over. Oh my goodness, and this is a C push from Elysium.
Elysium already trying to take real estate. They're going to be able to succeed on that. So now the spike going to finally make its way. It's going to get planted, but now that's going to be Simple trying to pop through the smoke, but that's not going to work. So now just leaving it to the Boomer Brim himself. Valen, a 1-on-3 situation. The Reyna very low on HP. Still has a little bit of utility that he can burn, but he's going to need to find some people very quickly. He does have a frenzy, so ammo is going to be very crucial in this moment here, Choice.
Oh, yes. I mean, you got a nice limited clip or magazine there. Kairos is going to finish it off onto Valen, and that is going to be the round 1 here, finishing off with Elysium 1 up against Flow State. And now we're going to see some force buys here. I'm actually really excited to see how these players play against each other. We saw a lot of Flow State today, so we kind of have a feeling for how they play in general. But Elysium, we haven't been able to see them yet tonight, so I'm really excited to see how they handle this. They did win this pistol round, but, I mean, it's just a pistol round. I mean, not just a pistol round, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, pistols are, they make some statements, but, you can definitely recover from it. And even now, Valen going to be able to recover on that position. He's going to be able to hear Elysium pushing through very fast. They're actually going to be running right through long A, and that's actually going to be Choiboy that takes him down. So now the A site going to be full control here for Elysium, but now it's going to be a bit of a bind here for Flow State because they're completely stuck, and they're not really in the best position for a retake at this moment. They're hoping that Simple can find something, but he's only got a shorty.
A shorty indeed. This is kind of a weird situation for Simple. He's trying to figure out what to do in this situation. He gets Bossy up in there to hopefully kind of back him up, but Kairos is waiting with clutches open, with claws ready to grab anybody who comes around this corner. And this is going to be a tough retake for Flow State. I don't even know if they're able to take this one down. Oh my goodness. spamming through the wall, and there it is. Joy Boy gets the 3K, and Hypop finishes it off onto Denya. I mean, this is kind of a different matchup. Flow State, they've been kind of rocking through tonight constantly. I mean, you were talking about it. Some really impressive wins tonight, but Elysium definitely going to give them a run for their money. That's for sure.
Yeah, really. I mean, both teams have taken down some pretty big names that we've seen here at BSS. And I think it's pretty impressive from both ends, like we were saying. I mean, I don't think it's that anybody had an easy road by any means, but I mean, Flow State just came off a recent match, of course, as well as Elysium. So we'll have to see how long these teams have in that gas tank. Can they keep it going? Because now they have themselves a best of 3, whereas before all these matches are always a BO1.
Yeah, and I mean, it's such an intense situation to be in, a best of 1. You know that if you don't win, you don't win. You're out, you're gone. This time, best of 3, like you said, it's going to be a lot different for them handling, but there are a ton of kills going back and forth here. Kairos getting down Valen, and there's a lot of trades back and forth, but Denya keeping him alive right now in this situation. Runs out of bullets, and Bood finishes it off with a kill onto Kairos, stopping the tyranny from Kairos with that 3K. But my goodness, that is their first point on the board now. That was a really expensive round for Flow State. They had the full rifles, full shields and everything. And now we're seeing a pretty harsh buy from Flow State. I see a Guardian, a Bulldog, and nothing from Denya, but we do have the knives from Denya. So that's a saving moment here for this round.
I mean, this is just, one of the things, like when you lose that force, or when you go for your first gun round and you lose that much investment, you can already see this is kind of the aftermath of it. I mean, yeah, they pick up the round win, which of course is very crucial, but now they're going to have to make work what they have in the inventory. And like you were saying, it's a little bit dicey, a little bit questionable, I guess. And I mean, really just hoping for some miracles at this point to see if they can just completely out-frag. But I mean, it will be a matter of time to see. But Kairos still going to hold the fort down. A main going to actually be secured here for both. It's going to be Flow State, and actually that's going to be a double pickup from both Denya and Bossy. So now Elysium, they lose 2 people early on. They're not able to retrieve these weapons, but this is still a very good way to start this round.
Oh, absolutely. One thing I really want to point out from today, it's kind of been the battle of like kind of epic duos. That you had that beautiful duo pickup from Bossy and Denya there, and we've been kind of seeing that all day, like 2 people kind of hanging out together, really peaking together, being a really cohesive team and playing together. And we've definitely seen that's kind of dominated the field today in the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Oh no, but Valen, look at this. Right from the back, he's able to take down 2, and then Bood's able to find the last, and that's such a good play. I mean, the fact that Valen was just able to hold the fort, hang on to the lumber, onto the wood. I mean, he was just able to hold things down, and that's such a good way of just a bait and switch, and it works perfect.
Yeah, and look at that. I mean, they were on that weird buy. They had a Guardian, a Bulldog, and just because they peaked together, they were playing cohesively and peaking at the right time and the right place, basically. They have gotten themselves into a pretty, in an economical, good state for the most part. Simple, sitting pretty with 5,000 credits left over. That's camera's going to be taken out immediately, but this is a much better place that they want to be in than last round.
Yeah, this is now going to put ourselves back to a tie game. Simple going to have that Guardian in his hand. Even now you can see Elysium, they're actually playing a little bit more passive, not going for that, control of the map so early on. So now they're a little bit more hesitant on what they want to do. The spike is going to be in possession for the Brimstone, and they do have 3 ultimates available. They do have the Killjoy lockdown available, as well as the Huntress Fury. This is a good way for them to get into a site if they need to, but Kairos actually going to be holding the fort down with Long C, and now that Killjoy ult, the lockdown is going to be initiated.
Very interesting place. You have 4 members pushing up C Long, and that ultimate is in mid, and it looks like they're trying to take control of B site, but Choi Boy is actually... Oh, interesting. Look at this bait and switch. Flow State think now that they're going towards A, and they actually are. Look at that read from Flow State.
No.
Fantastic read, and now you've got 4 members. I don't know if they're going to be able to take this from Flow State.
Oh, this is completely the wrong read, but I mean, it's going to be now Bladestone that's going to have to be the difference maker, and so far it looks like it's working, and Choi Boy able to find the back of Denya, so now all of a sudden it's down to the previous match MVP build. It's all on him, a 1-on-3 situation. He only has a camera available, he has no more utility to burn, so he's going to have to rely completely on out-fragging these players, and you can even see they have full control of Sewer, and he's just creeping on through. He's trying to find something, checking every single angle. He's clearing as much as possible, but he might not anticipate 3 players to be this close. He finds the one, but is he able to find the second? No, because Showboy, the element of surprise, takes him out, and now Elysium putting themselves in a 1-round lead.
Whew, Elysium definitely making me eat my words there. And yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I had a feeling that FlowState were going to be able to hold that site fantastically. I mean, they had 3 members there and in a pretty good read for the most part, but Elysium absolutely dominated them in the gunfights, in those positionings. And now Denya's got the operator in hand. This is a defense operator, which we like to see for the most part, but still, Elysium, if they can stay what they're doing, or keep doing what they're doing, it's going to be a good place for them.
Oh, and that dart is actually able to give away the positioning of Butte, so now they're going to be able to take this site very convincingly. And FlowState, they've already lost 2 of their players so quickly. It's already 1:20, and now the spike finally gets planted. Denya not able to find anybody with that operator, and right now, I mean, we need to see FlowState pick up somebody immediately. Otherwise, they might need to consider going for a save at this point, your choice.
I mean, you've got the operator in hand, the 5,000 credits. Bossy getting a little bossy himself, but is going to be taking out Choi Boy. It's just Denya, and he is getting shot down with this grenade. But my goodness, tries to re-peek, take out Hypop, but he is not able to, and Hypop just absolutely dominates him in that moment. My goodness, this is a grand finals match. FlowState versus Elysium looking fantastic. Both of these teams looking to really solidify their win, their place here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
And for anybody that is curious, I mean, this is Elysium's map pick, so they're able to start, you know, with everything on Haven, which allows FlowState to play on that defensive side. So we're going to have to see if Elysium can kind of get that cruise control and get more of a comfortable round win difference, because right now it is 4-2. Things are looking good. FlowState, they were not able to save any of their weapons. So now Elysium definitely in the favorable position here for round number 7. We'll have to see, unless there's some mistakes made. I mean, you can even see Bossy. He's got a judge, and he's just waiting things out here in Sewer.
Yeah, holding that close angle, trying to get something done with the shotgun. Trying to blow someone up, and you know what I'm talking about when they're pushing through, but this time they're going towards B. They're going to retake, or they're going to take this site almost for free, back off, and trying to hold this site for as much as possible. Champion though, my goodness, with a beautiful spray transfer, gets double headshot, and Hypop with a headshot of his own. My goodness, this is looking like Elysium's game.
Oh my goodness, and now even Campion's able to push on through, and he's able to get that classic burst to take him down. And they're able to actually win that flawlessly. They don't lose anybody at all. And that's a very good pickup, and that's a good thing to consider as well, because they don't have to waste any money. I mean, right now, money is definitely not an issue at this point. We can see even 8,400 and, you know, high 7s. I mean, boy, oh boy. Investments are looking good here on the attacking side of Elysium.
It's looking real good. I mean, they've got dividends for quite a while here, that's for sure. Plus all of these ultimates ready at their disposal. I mean, what do you do against such a nice economy and a good team just like Elysium? I mean, they're pushing up like crazy, going down C-Long, and it looks like they're just taking ground for themselves. It's all theirs.
Yeah, and they're just doing such a good job to get into the site and just get full control. And now even Bossy finds one, but now he's going to have to find another, and Choi Boy actually takes him down, and Balin's still just trying to go for the wall spam, seeing what he can find, but he's able not to get it through because Choi Boy is going to be able to get that triple, takes him down, and now it's simple on a 1-on-4 situation. Oh my goodness, what on earth is that? That's a wall bang right through there, takes down Choi Boy. Oh man, That's a flick of the wrist, and now he's gonna have to make 3 more flashy shots, but he hears the Reyna from the back. But now he's completely stuck, and that's now gonna be falling down. So he's pushing on through Simple. 2 more members to go.
My gosh, he's taking him down one by one. Is Simple able to do it? I knew this was going to be coming out soon, and I had a feeling he knew too. He sends in the recon bolt. I don't know if he has enough time in this situation. I mean, Elysium are just playing time in their favor, and Kairos finishes it off. His rival Sova in Simple, and my goodness, what a round for Simple. Still unable to finish it off, but it is a 6-2 half so far for Elysium. My goodness, lads, this is a great matchup so far.
Yeah, Elysium just looked like they're completely on the right track. I mean, 6-2, looking like a very well-oiled machine. And I honestly, Choice, I still can't get over that wall bang from Simple. That was absolutely disgusting. He just had like a little cheeky flick of the wrist, and right through it takes down the Killjoy. But either way, Elysium pulling on things through, and so now even Valent getting a lot of pressure against him, trying to see if he can delay it a little bit longer, but no, it's going to be the Jet from the back, and already falling down. Cookie is completely crumbling in flow state. They need something. They're in complete survival mode at this moment right now, Choice.
Denya gets something done. Kairos, though, with the headshot onto Denya. It's just Bood in the background, which is kind of a standard situation here. Bood in the background, just kind of flanking, getting some kills, you know, doing some weird stuff, and it pays off for the most part. But Campion, though, with these knives out, this is a scary moment. Bood trying to get something done. My goodness, gets the headshot onto Campion, and that is a 1v2 situation. But, I mean, 23 HP and a shock dart from Kairos finishes off Bood, and that is another round underneath Elysium's belt.
Yeah, and we're seeing a very different flow state right now, because we saw them previously in the other semifinal game where they were able to take 303 down, but they were looking very good on Haven, and now it's completely turned around. Elysium, they're just pulling on through 7-2 right now, Choice. I mean, you can even see 3 players on the attacking side. They've already hit that double digit. I mean, look at the Brimstone, 10 assists. I mean, it's not the frags. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but 10 assists, that's unbelievable. That's something you almost never see, especially for a Brimstone.
I know I was about to say, I haven't really been saying Cade's name almost at all today, but those assists tell their own story. 10 assists in the first half. I mean, the first half isn't even over yet, and he's got that many assists. That is a great place for you to be. Choi Boy setting up something a little weird here. Sets down the ultimate and puts in the... Oh! What a cheeky little move, but Denya is on top of it, takes out Campion, and sends them scurrying. What can they do in this situation to win this round for Elysium?
So yeah, it looks like they actually were going for a bit of a fake, but now they're going to have to go back for a double fake because they're going to be pushing towards B. But Simple, he's trying to hold it down a little bit longer. Molotov landing, he's trying to get that wall spam much as possible. Denya still has the operator in hand. He's in window. He's able to land a shot. That's a good way to get things going. Simple with another, but it's going to be High Hop that's going to be able to take him down. A 2-on-2 situation. The Spike still in possession here for Elysium, but Denya going to be activating that Blade Storm, going to be holding on to it. Bood going to be pushing on through A, so a little bit of a misread so far. That Spike, it is now going to transition itself, going to be advancing towards long C. I think Denya should be able to hear this very easily, but now it's going to be all down to him. He has to land this frag. Time is ticking, but he misses it. So now the Spike has made its way into the site here, Choice.
Oh my goodness, Bood, what is going on?
No!
Choi Boy didn't hear the footsteps coming straight towards him, and it's just Hybup, and Hybup takes down Denya. It is a 1v1 situation with 24 HP, but Bood finishes it off, and that is going to be another round for Flow State, a much needed round indeed.
You know, I'm a little bit curious too, like why High Hopper didn't go for the heal. I mean, I guess, you know, with the dismiss, you can get that information, but his HP was so low. I mean, when you're at 24 versus like 100 that we saw before, you're really hoping that you're going to land that one tap. So that risk is definitely bigger than it should be. But now we see Flow State, they pick up a round after, you know, 5 in a row for Elysium. So now it's going to be 7-3, still in favor for the attacking side. 2 more rounds to go in this first half. Right now, we do see double ops going to be on the board, which will be both Jets, Denya, and Campion. We'll have to see who can win that duel.
It's definitely up to the Jet diff here. And it Looks like Denya is getting super aggressive in this situation. Goes up against Haiba, and oh my goodness, gets taken down immediately. That is the operator off of the field, and that is FlowState's top fragger right now. This is going to be a tough situation for FlowState to retake.
Oh, and that Hunter's Fury, it's actually going to land, so it actually does do some damage, but it will be K to actually find that frag, takes down Bossy. Valen going to try to get a little bit cheeky, find somebody through the smoke, but instead he's going to be able to take down High Hop in the back of the head. So now Simple, he's trying to do something. He's able to only take down one. Kairos able to find him. So now FlowState, a 2-on-3 situation. Elysium, they have the slight advantage. Spike about to go down. And now you can see the long rotate that's coming through. Both players on the defensive side, they're very split apart from each other right now, Choice.
One thing I mean, Bood has been full moon booting pretty much this whole time, and now he's got someone on his tail slowly hunting him. And there goes the Molotov, a nice lineup from Elysium. But Bood might actually get moved on from the behind, and it is Kairos who wins out in that gunfight. Valen tries to do something, but Campion has other plans for his team, and that's going to bring him up 8-3. And it's, I mean, FlowState's best chance obviously is an 8-4 half, but what can they do on the second half Laz to be able to stop this, I mean, crazy momentum that Elysium has?
Yeah, they're definitely going to, you know, we're in the last round of this first half, so, I mean, we're going to have to see FlowState. I mean, when they shift things over to that second half, they definitely need to pick up this pistol. They need to slow down that momentum. Elysium right now, like we said, it's been absolutely smooth sailing. Not a lot of error so far in their game. They've been looking very efficient on their attacking side. It'll have to be the question if they can make that transition into that defensive side. They're really going to be banking a lot on just picking up those early rounds.
Goodness. A nice trade-off here in the A site. Some more shots going out. Bood, oh my goodness, gets caught out by Cade. And this is looking a tough situation, but sends in. What is going on, Laz?
Yeah, just looking like absolute mayhem. It's just a complete firefight. So now Denya's trying to find something, but Champion's able to get the kill shot, and now that's just going to be Kairos to put the Odin into work, and that's going to be Elysium pulling through the nail in the coffin. That's going to be 9-3. Things are now going to be shifted over, going into that second half of the map number 1. We definitely need to see something very different from FlowState. Like we said, very surprising considering how things went with 303, but maybe the question will be, did they put all of it on the line in that semifinal game?
That's definitely a good point. I mean, that was a lot of energy expended. FlowState were looking on top of it, really pushing the envelope there here on Haven in the semifinals. But now this is grand finals. This is Elysium. They've fought just as much as FlowState. I mean, they've taken out crazy teams just like FlowState. So, I mean, it is definitely a battle of the wits, a battle of the wills. And so far, it's looking like Elysium has kept their wits about them, but FlowState can definitely bring it back on this attacker side.
That's exactly what we need to see, and even Bossy getting ready. Should be the Paul Flash that's going to come in. The smoke's now going to be landing. That's going to be able to isolate the site, and that's going to be High Hop to find him with the Frenzy, but now Kairos going to be pushing on through, but no, not able to find anybody. They actually cross right behind him through the smoke, so now he's going to have to find somebody, but Simple, he's able to escape. Still has plenty of HP. They need to get this spike down. He is going to be the spike carrier. So now, finally, going to be able to get this down. FlowState, very, very close here on the terms of the situation. I mean, HP from both players, from FlowState and Elysium, they're very low. So now they're going to have to rely on the buddy system, like you said before here, Choice.
Yeah, it's just the two buddies left over. It's just Simple and Valen, and they're going to try and get something done. They've got... I thought they had someone up in heaven, but they don't anymore. It's kind of working out so far in their favor, and there it is! Valen with a 3K finishes it off and picks up the pistol round, just like you said, Laz. This could be the momentum swing that they needed.
Oh man, the buddy system, like you said, playing the twos or the duos has definitely been kind of the theme we've seen here at the VSS, and that's in a prime example of it. Valen able to get on through, and I believe that was with the Frenzy, gets the spray with the double. And like you said, I mean, this could now potentially shift things over. Elysium losing that pistol could potentially put them in the bit of a back burner, but we'll have to wait and see. Still plenty of room for them to go. FlowState, they need this round as well. But even now, you can see the defensive players, they're trying to get a little bit adventurous, and so far that adventure is not looking like the one you want to be at.
No, not at all. But that, in turn, creates a really quick rotation here from Flow State. They see that A site, for the most part, is clear of all enemies. So Elysium kind of on the back foot here, but setting themselves into a different position, trying to go back through sewers, but it is a fantastic setup from Flow State so far.
Oh, Boss able to find one, so now he's just creeping on through in the corner inside of Sewer, but now that's going to be his teammates able to pull on through, and that's going to be a team ace, and Flow State not losing anybody at all. They're all each able to pick up a frag, and that's very good. Now we're seeing that money building up a little bit more. Still going to be that bonus, but Elysium, they are definitely going to try to put the guns on the board now. As we can see, Vandals and Phantoms going to be purchased. Everything is spent. Elysium putting everything on the line here. If they lose this round, this potentially allows Flow State to get very close to a tie game, but if Elysium can pull things through, this still gives Flow State another chance with their money situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Flow State should definitely play a little bit slower here, but it looks like they're getting hot and heavy here down C-Long, hoping to get, some sort of frag here, but they're being put to a stop with all of this util, and here comes the rotation from Elysium.
Will be Kairos to find that first frag. You can even see the Brimstone from Elysium very low. No agent in the server that can go for the heal for the teammates. But still have 5 members remaining. Flow State now going to be putting their foot on the gas. They're going to be pushing on through into B. That's going to be Kairos to find that frag, and actually he gets it quite convincingly. Valen puts that stinger into work, and now the spike not really advancing itself yet, so they actually do decide to backpedal a little bit more. So instead they're going to creep on through into Garage, leaving just the one Killjoy player on the defensive side holding things through. And now you can see that defensive lineup, they're kind of scattered a little bit all over.
You know what, I almost feel the same with Flow State. These rotations have been very interesting, definitely keeping Elysium on their toes. They're going to have to keep the Brim in that B site there. And, I don't know what they do here.
Right now, if they can get this frag, they should be able to get into the site, and now it is going to be just Duke by himself, but it is just going to be Campion able to take him down. Elysium now have succeeded on that double-digit round, putting themselves only 3 rounds away from map number 1 in this grand final. Right now, Choice, we're going to have to see if Flow State can use that bonus round into their favor, because we're going to see now another gun round like what we were talking about before.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job keeping themselves alive as much as possible. Look at Kairos. He's only got the half shield. That's a good situation for Flow State for the most part. If they get a well-timed shot off, they can take down Kairos pretty quickly. Kairos has been a pretty integral member for Elysium, getting a lot of information for their team. And so if Flow State can, utilize the fact that they only have a half shield, they don't know that, but sometimes I get a little ahead of myself because we have wall hacks, basically.
we got the X-ray. We got all the information that we need, Choice. But that is a really good point. That half shield can really be a big difference, because it's not going to be the 50 armor. Instead, it's going to be the 25, of course. So definitely can make a difference, because it's a little bit easier to take him down. But we'll have to see if that's going to be, the X factor in this round. Especially with how the money situation is going for them.
Yeah, absolutely a much slower round than we've seen previously. Flow State trying to get a pick, trying to get something. More than just a little bit of information. They want that pick. They want the blood. And if they get that, I have a feeling they're going to push pretty hard. But here it is. He smokes out Campion, takes out Bossy TV, and that's going to be a huge pick for them so far. It's going to kind of put Flow State on the back foot. Now they're a little bit worried. They took a little bit of time just to get onto the site, and they see the shot dart coming in. My goodness, this util is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a really good lineup, and that actually just baits the time a little bit for that spike, but no harm, no foul. That spike will go down. Valen will make it work, and now Denya finds one. Molotov going to be used, but it's going to be the life of him that goes. But Cade able to find a double frag now. We haven't seen too much yet, but now Simple able to reply back also. So now, turn of the tables, and it's all just down to the Brimstone. Cade by himself, he's still got a little bit of utility that he can use. That smoke going to be used right in front of Long, so now he's going to have to try to go for this one-on-one duel, but oh my goodness, that Molotov, it actually does land, but no, Denya, he does take him on the back of the head, and now Flow State pick up another 4-round difference we go.
Man, these last few weeks of the Valorant Sunday Showdown have just been crazy in terms of I don't even know like what to say, like, or how to place it in my head, because we just see things change. We see strats change. We see like what agents people are using change, like from week to week. I mean, a lot of people like to say that Haven is what, a defensive sided map, and now we're seeing both of these teams be super aggressive and super just fantastically playing on the attacker side. I don't even know what to say. Look at these kills from Flow State. They're on top of it all right now.
Yeah, you can even see Elysium. They were trying to push on through, so they were trying to do a little bit of counteract because the weapons weren't looking the greatest for them, but now going to be pushing on through. Kairos finds it with the classic. Valen being able to clean up the trash here, picking up those 2 remaining players, and now it's just going to be Cade on that 1-on-3. Got the Sheriff in hand, the Brimstone right down in the skin of his teeth once more. He does have some smokes and some utility that he can use. 1 orb away from getting his ultimate, so if he can pick up a frag, that might actually be able to be the difference maker, potentially, because he can use that orbital strike to get some ground. But right now, it's all a matter if he can find this first frag, but no, Simple will be able to deny any sort of play, any sort of highlight reel. And right now, Flow State, they're able to pick up 2 in a row. So this is going to be a big test once again. Op going to be on the board for Campion. And now we'll have to see Flow State, can they now shift that momentum? Like you said, attacking side seems to be the choice here.
Yeah, you brought up a good point. I mean, if he had 1 more frag, he would have been able to have that ultimate. And that's probably why he got a little aggressive there in that situation. Maybe even a little bit sloppy there for a second. But either way, trying to get something done, trying to get that orbital strike, which is, I mean, a lot of players have been using that ultimate in a huge way. I mean, we've gotten to see the evolution of the orbital strike. I mean, people try to get pretty aggressive with it, but I feel like these post-plant situations have been so good for that ultimate. And we love to see stuff like that, I don't know, the utilization of this, of these abilities changing over time. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I definitely could agree with you here. I mean, the fact that we have Brimstone kind of back in the meta definitely makes it very interesting. And Orbital Strike is one of those unique ultimates because, yeah, it's very effective for damage, but it also just changes the way that you can get control of a site. You can have retake situations. There's so many different variety of things you can do. But, I mean, talking about variety of things to do, I mean, Campion able to find a frag, able to find another, actually denies that play, and that's going to be a triple. Fantastic play from Campion. He's able to annihilate any incoming Flow State players. Just no way. That's going to be closed down. No vacancy here at that A site.
This is Campion's game and everyone else is just playing it. That's for sure. Those flicks were absolutely monstrous from Campion. Beautiful op shots. I love to see stuff like that. My goodness, this is a crazy matchup. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. We saw Flow State dominate earlier today on this map. But now, it's looking like Elysium's game so far.
Yeah, and you made a really big point. I mean, Campion, I mean, he's like 24 frags and 9 deaths. I mean, he is absolutely just taking things into his own hands. And that's kind of what we expect from a duelist. You definitely want your duelist to pull up some big numbers if they can. And especially having that operator with the changes obviously being more expensive adds a little bit more pressure for them. But now, speaking of that pressure, there's going to be some smokes that are now going to isolate the 2 pinch points into the site in B. So the spike is going to be making its way right in front. So now they're going to push on through. Kairos actually going to be hanging out in the back. Bossy should be able to get this plan. He's actually going to stick it, and that's going to be the orbital strike to come on through. But now Kairos, he's just spraying on through, but he finally makes the connection. And now we can even see Flow State. They're going to be playing in the very back. A very traditional setup here from the attacking side, but they need to frag out. But that's going to be Campion again, just pulling up the show reel and all down to Valen, but he's not able to do anything. Cade gets the double, and now it will be another round. Elysium pulling themselves closer and closer to map number 2.
Woo. Crazy matchup indeed. Kairos giving us a little show there, but man, Bossy TV definitely tried to get something big done there, tried to hold time for as long as possible, knew that situation was pretty destitute. I mean, like, the orbital strike was coming down. He was fragile from the the bot from, Choi Boy. And so he had to get out of there. He popped his ultimate to try to pop as much time as possible. But ultimately, I mean, the spray down from Elysium was too much, and now they're on match point. Like you said, trying to send it on over to game 2 nice and quickly up against Flow State.
Yeah, and this has got to be frustrating for Flow State. Like we said, I mean, they definitely had a very big win against 303, and they've taken down some very significant teams. But right now, we're just not seeing that same squad. Elysium really looking like another caliber at this moment. It is their map pick, so we definitely got to put that into a bit of grain of salt. But obviously, more Toyboy going to get pushed through. But oh my goodness, he still picks up a frag somehow. He's completely wide swinging. He's exposed, but he's able to take down one before he falls, and that's going to be hype up to find another. Going to be able to dismiss himself, and this just trades back and forth, just complete mayhem. And that's going to be that, as the knife is going to solidify Elysium to move on to game number 2 here of that best of 3.
My goodness, I gotta say it really quick. I mean, Elysium really put me on my back foot as a caster. I mean, I was really hoping to see like some really good back and forth plays, but Elysium looked strong throughout that entire matchup. I mean, on both sides, we saw Elysium pull off some pretty crazy stuff, some crazy gunfights. I mean, there at the end, we saw those gunfights that probably should have gone the way of Flow State, but went over to Elysium. So I think the only thing that we need to see from Flow State is kind of a mentality shift, kind of get that confidence back, pep talk themselves, and come into this game 2 with some great confidence. And I feel like they can do a little bit more damage to Elysium.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, I don't think this is over by any means. We saw both these teams. We went over a little bit of their history, and they've had a long road, both squads. So I don't think this is the end. But I mean, right now, we're gonna have to see Flow State to have that little bit of a pep talk. I mean, we are gonna be going on to their map pick, which will be Ascent, but it will be the question: can they respawn back in good fashion on map number 2, or is everything just completely out of the tank? And could this potentially just be a 2-0 zip for Elysium?
Well, we will see. We're going to take a quick break to give ourselves a little break and the players a tiny little break. And when we come back, it will be game 2. Elysium is up 1-0. We'll see what happens after this quick little break. What's up, everybody? Welcome back from the break. We are in game 2 of the grand finals on Choice Plays, joined by Laz. Laz, that was a crazy first game on Haven. Elysium took it away, and now we're on game 2 on Ascent. This is Flow State's map pick. So, what are you hoping to see from Flow State?
You know, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, from Flow State, we definitely didn't see that same squad that we saw before in the semifinal game. But we'll have to see if they can kind of change up their play. And I really think it's going to come down to having that little bit of a timeout or the break in between maps. That's really going to be the big difference maker. I mean, they have to completely change their mindset and just forget about map number 1 and really just focus now that this is the only map that they have to work on. But we're going to see, I mean, the agent selection, very interesting. So an Omen going to come in the hands of Valen and still Brimstone on the other side here for Elysium. So very similar setup to what we saw before. No Killjoy, though, choice. So a little bit interesting, and actually a Phoenix as well. So that's actually a little bit interesting as well from Flow State.
I've been loving seeing these Phoenix plays on Ascent today. We've seen some pretty crazy ones. I mean, Flow State versus headshot percentage earlier today showed off a lot of what Phoenix can do here on this map. So I'm excited again to see, I mean, what will happen up against, I mean, when a Phoenix is going up against Arena, this could be a very interesting situation. I mean, you've got the two sort of flashes, and then, I mean, I feel like a lot more utility is on the side of Phoenix, but, I mean, if your Reyna is going off or popping off, it's a really scary moment, that's for sure. So Elysium could run away with this one for a quick 2-0, but I'm not going to count out Flow State. We've seen them before. They've won the Valorant Sunday Showdown before. This is nothing new to them, so hopefully they can pull themselves together and give us a third map.
Yeah, it's going to be all about a matter of time for anybody that is just tuning in here. It is Laz and Choice Plays. For the grand finals, map number 2, Elysium able to pull things through. As you can see, map number 1 went in their favor. And now we have made ourselves onto map 2, so which is the pick of Flow State. So we'll have to see if there's a reason why they like this map. And even now, Cairo is actually starting things off, landing a headshot, taking down the Jet player very low. And now actually that recon dart is going to work on through. But now Elysium, they're just picking up the scraps and they're just able to take down these players. Spike should get planted. The recon bolt comes in once more. But oh no! Oh, it's able to be Campion to come on through, and he's able to get another, going absolutely frenzy. And Elysium, man, they must have had a good Coach Carter moment, because right now they're looking like the same team we saw on map number 1.
Woohoo! Once again, it's Campion's game and everyone else is just playing it. I mean, that was absolutely brutal on the side of Campion. If they can keep that momentum going, then obviously this could be a nice quick 2-0. But Flow State, I mean, this is their map pick. This is kind of a save round for sure by them. And hopefully they can get something done with those frenzies.
Yeah, we're really going to have to rely. I mean, right now, frenzies, I mean, I actually really like back table. Definitely a really good pistol, but it's one of those pistols that if you miss your shot, it can be very scary. But even actually being Campion, they actually take down 2. That's the judge in order. And now Flow State, just a bit of a meat grinder. And this should be the easy mop up here for Elysium. And they're just able to pull on through, and that is just a triple for Campion with the judge choice.
He was in the right place at the right time. He held that corner like a boss and took him out. I mean, that was solid play. I love to see stuff with the judge. I mean, it's such a silly pick on Valorant, I would say. Just holding a corner with a judge, but obviously it works. It works in some situations, and Campion making it work, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely can. And I mean, now Campion actually 5-0. Going to keep that judge in the hands. I mean, like we said, it's, you know, very interesting to have, but very good for these close quarters. And even now, pushing on through, should be able to get this orb. Actually going for a bit of a triple fake, but instead actually going to fall back, getting shot at. So Flow State definitely have the lineups. They know exactly where to shoot, but they will have their full investment. Vandals on the board. So now this is the bonus round for Elysium. And have to see if they can do a lot of damage. If they don't win this round, what they hope for is that they can take down a lot of the members from Flow State, because then their money situation is going to be completely in the dumps.
Yeah, and that's definitely not a place you want to be, especially against a team like Elysium, who have been putting the work in the lab, in the servers, that's for sure. We've been seeing some server work here, And Denya, though, takes down High Hop, and that is a nice situation for them to be in. Denya, oh my goodness, going up against the Judge, wins out with the Phantom in the situation. Kairos trying to hold a nice quick corner. I mean, this is kind of like that save round you were talking about for the most part for Elysium. We've seen the full rifles on the side of Flow State, but I mean, we're starting to see some momentum from Flow State in this round. They're feeling a little crispy on some of these shots.
Yeah, they're looking very a little bit more woken up now, I think. So I mean, they're able to take down 3 members, and they're definitely in the favorable position. I mean, now it's just down to Cade and his teammate. I mean, they don't have the greatest inventory. And even Showboy, he's got a Spectre, and even you can see he's like, you know what? I think I'm just going to hang out. I'm just going to go back. I don't really want to try to go for this. No point at all. So now he's just actually going to try to just find an exit if he can, potentially. Because right now he does go for a bit of a fake that he was towards B main. But he's actually going to be making his way to market. So this is a good play. This is a good way for him to just throw a little bit of a thorn in the side potentially.
Ooh, how many is he going to get in this situation? None. Simple is going to get that headshot onto Choi Boy. I mean, that was a good situation. We saw Flow State moving together as a unit. That's one thing I wanted to point out. They went all the way to B main as a unit, all 5, and then they went back towards CT side. That was a good play. I mean, there was some low health pools on Flow State, so that was the right thing to do, moving all together as a big unit. Choi Boy was just overwhelmed with the firepower.
Yeah, and that's a really good point as well, Choice, because I mean, the fact that they played all of them just exiting the site together is a good way for them not to pick up a weapon. So even if there is a frag taking down your teammate, and if he's able to get away with that rifle, that is not something you want. So they were just able to secure that and just make sure no mistakes were made. But even now, that's going to be a big information gain here. Simple to be able to get that drone already through market, actually does spot some of the players. So now Flow State going to be pushing on through Valen. He's already made himself all the way up into Pizza. So now he might get spotted, but actually that recon bolt doesn't reach it just in time. So he's able to sneak on through. So that's going to be good because now he can be a bit of a sneaky snake. He's just going to be potentially that element of surprise, just holding it down, not going any further, not going to expose himself anymore. You can see the Reyna's actually kind of anticipating that play, as we can see in the mini map right now, Choice.
Yeah, and this is a perfect situation for Flow State. You have Valen in Pizza holding this angle here, and you're going to have the rest of your teammates pushing out onto A. I mean, there are 3 members, but Valen could get some work done on anybody trying to rotate back towards A in this Pizza area. So, very interesting situation for Flow State. A nice setup. And Denya, there's going to be a nice trade-off here on the site. But no, Valen's actually going to go down to Kairos. This is actually kind of bad for the most part, but it is now a 2v2.
So now you can see both players going to be pushing on through Kairos. Able to get that recon. Actually, that's very good information. So now they know 2 players underneath. Kairos still going to be creeping on through. Cypher right behind him. So both these players able to transition onto another side, but both of them going to be under the rafter, and the trades come through 1-to-1. But now Kairos going to be going on a bit of a different angle, and he's going for the spray, but Bossy takes him down, able to pick up a triple, and now Flow State to put themselves into a tie game, 2-2.
Feeling a little bit more confident in some of these shots, that's for sure, from Flow State. They're winning these gunfights, and I love to see that. That's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to get that confidence boost up in their teammates here, and I mean, it's starting to work out. We're seeing those shots be really confident. They're hitting the heads. They're getting those crosshairs in the right place at the right time, and Elysium gonna have to come back with their own confidence, that's for sure.
Seeing a very good response already from Flow State. So now you can see Elysium, they're actually going to be pushing on through, trying to see what they can find. Maybe turn something into gold potentially, but right now it's looking like a little bit of copper as it's just not panning out for them. Value's just not there. That push did not really benefit them in that much, only taking down 1 player from Flow State. So now they're actually just going to be grouping up. Gonna hold it down a little bit longer. Kairos going for the jiggle, but he's only got a classic, and at this distance, that's not even going to matter because Denya just takes him down, body bags him completely, and now Hype Hop going to be holding through, going to be stuck inside the dark cover, and actually going to get spotted, get taken down. He was already at 10, but Simple finds him, and now it's all just down to Choboy. We're going to have to see if he's hungry enough to take down 4 members here, Choice.
he's going to have to get real hungry because he's just going to be doing it with a classic. What a crazy situation he's in. Gonna put the spray down. Gonna kind of hang out. Maybe just give us a little show, that's for sure. He does have that nice fist bump gun buddy, but this time it's gonna be a little bit more than a fist bump from Denya. A couple of shots to the head is gonna it's gonna be coming out of Denya there.
And you can even see Denya. I mean, we were talking about Denya in map number 1. We definitely saw that he was, holding the operator, of course, as a jet, but as a duelist, you want your duelist to have big numbers. There is no Reyna on the side for Flow State, but instead it will be the jet. So now we'll have to make sure that Denya can continue with that high streak of 7-3, and that's already big numbers early in this game. And the all finally going to be in the hands of the defensive player of Campion. And this might be the difference maker. I mean, typically on Ascent, that operator is very key on making a lot of big plays and finding those openings.
Absolutely, Cade, in a very interesting situation here. I mean, it is going to be very scary knowing that Campion has an operator in hand. Once they hear that on the server or in the map, that's going to be a moment for Flow State to either boss up or kind of back off, because Campion with an operator is a very scary situation. But now Flow State are bringing themselves on over to the B site, pushing through, and they might have to kind of commit here in just a second. And there it goes.
Ahead.
Yeah, that dark cover is actually going to be able to block it off right away, so Kairos not able to find anything at all. But Bossy through this, using the run attack, flashes on through, but he's not able to find anything at all. Kairos finds 2 with the Hunter's Fury, and now that's another going to be picked up from the Reyna, and all of a sudden Flow State, it looks like it was working very well, and all of a sudden it's just completely been dismantled, and now it's going to be have to simple to pick up more than just 2, because now he's got 2 more to go. He's down to 30 HP. He's got 24 seconds. Time is completely ticking. Goes for the wide swing. He's able to find another, but that's not going to be that as Cade takes him down. Oh my goodness, Elysium. They pull it through. It's not pretty, but boy, oh boy, that is going to have to do.
Oh, Simple got to be feeling good after that. I mean, obviously didn't win out in the full clutch, but took out a ton of members of Elysium, and that's, I mean, you're doing some economic damage to that team. They bought the operator. I mean, look at the econ on the side of Elysium. It's not that good. You have a couple of members with 0 credits right now. I mean, we see full buys, but my goodness, what a crazy round for Flow State.
Now Campion going to hold it, just holding the tight angle, that flash, that's the curveball. If it lands perfectly, it actually does make the connection, so Campion's not actually going to get taken down. He's able to reposition himself, give it second life, if you will. Another chance for him to put that op into work, holding another tight angle. We'll have to see if Flow State, are they going to use the flash, but instead the drone actually will give that location reveal, and that's going to be Simple with the drive-by, and he's able to take it down with Denya to pick up another, and Elysium backs are on the board. They have nobody else in the site. The long rotate commenced. They have 2 ultimates available, the Brimstone and Bolt the Cypher. But that Brimstone ult could be the key right now that they want to use at this moment.
Ooh, Cade's going to have to stay alive. Going to have to try and get something done with this orbital strike, or just save it, which is probably what they might be doing. But you do have Cypher kind of hanging out in mid. Almost got caught out there. I saw them in the crosshairs, but I don't think Kairos was paying full attention to that situation, just trying to get out, not allowing any sort of exit frags, I guess. But there it is, another round for Flow State, bringing them up 4-3 up against Elysium, who were doing a fantastic job last game, and move themselves 4-3. It's looking like a better first half for Flow State.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing, a different squad from Flow State so far. I mean, we saw in map number 1. We definitely were kind of expecting it to be a lot closer than it was. And the fact that they were able to, take 303 down pretty convincingly in some fashion. But I mean, even now, this is, Flow State's pick. So, I mean, it does make sense. So we definitely kind of expect when it's your map pick, you have a bigger lead. But I mean, Elysium still definitely making it very tooth and nail at this moment right now, Choice.
Yeah, they are absolutely fighting fighting pretty hard to do something really big here. Elysium, I mean, it's going to be nice to have a 2-0 under your belt in the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. But Flow State definitely putting a hamper on that 2-0 dream so far. Bossy TV with a nice 2K, nice and quick. And a good flick as well. Valen finishing off Cade, and IHOP is trying to get something done, get up and close with the Stinger, and might actually get something done with it.
Up against Bossy, and that actually does work. So now going to be able to use the dismiss, falls back, should be able to pick up that Vandal. So that's a good pickup. But now, speaking of pickups, Denya takes down the jet on jet duel, wins that exchange. So now putting all the pressure just on the Reyna. A 1-on-4 situation. Omen down to, just in the red mark of the HP mark. He gets caught about a recon, but Denya going to be able to take him down and putting Flow State now a 5-3 lead. Elysium. We should not see a purchase coming in from this round, so they might just want to go for another light buy, unless they are really expecting a force at this moment right now, Choice.
I don't see a force happening for Elysium at the moment. I mean, they still have a couple of rounds. They have 4 rounds left in this half. They can go with a 6-6 half. They could give Flow State this round, get nice and safe with this super light buy, maybe take some econ out of the hands of Flow State. And then that's what I'm talking about, a beautiful headshot onto Bossy TV, who's been a fantastic player so far for Flow State, being a real hamper in the side of Elysium with that Phoenix pick. But Elysium could actually go for a 6-6 half if they wanted to.
They definitely could, and even Elysium now getting that mid control. That could change things a little bit, but he actually viewed, you can see he definitely heard something, but now he's just going to hold middle, and even these players on the defensive side, they have a bit of a crossfire. The Cypher just going to be playing inside at mid link. Not going to be exposed, but this is actually very good. Oh no, keep your gun up, you need to, but you're going to be caught with the flash, and simple and easy frag for him. And now Choi Boy trying to find something with a classic, but that's just going to be that and a double kill. This should be a mop-up round here for Flow State.
I definitely question the use of the ultimate in this situation. I mean, they're on a save round. They're on a save round. But I guess they can use that to go on over to the B site for basically free here. Plant the spike, get a little extra 300 credits in their, wallets. And Simple taking a nice stroll in the park here to put the spike down at the B site.
I definitely agree with you, Choice. I was, kind of thinking that myself. Like, I'm not sure why you would use your ultimate in that save round. I mean, yeah, you want to kind of be very safe in the terms that you don't want to run into a stack with those players. But I mean, really, for me, I feel like ultimates are like a thing of gold, right? You want to be treated very carefully. A very expensive thing to have. So just a little bit questionable on that side. But either way, like we said, Flow State, they pick up this round, like we expected. And they still have 2 ultimates on their side. Now making it 3, actually, is Valen able to have his available and 2 ultimates available for Elysium. So that actually will be the Cypher and Brimstone. So those are very efficient and very good ultimates to have, especially in the defensive setup that they have right now.
Well, absolutely. If they can get a pick onto Flow State, throw the hat down and find out exactly where Flow State is, they could possibly use that to bring down a really effective orbital strike, or just do it to retake a site in general. Looks like it's going to get a little bit loud here as Kairos sends down some range, or sends down some rounds, down range. Not going to really hit anything at the moment, but definitely scares off Flow State and lets them know that there's a really big gun on the B side.
Enemy tagged.
Yeah, that's typically what we see, especially with a Sova on a map like Ascent. I mean, you have the recon, you can just spam, go right through the wall. Really just makes it very difficult for those attackers to kind of get that possession in that real estate. So they don't actually commit to anything yet. It actually will be the Jet and Phoenix that are going to push on through. The run it back is going to be used now from Flow State, getting a little bit of information, but they haven't really, thought about going for this. And actually, Choboy just able to survive. I mean, that bullet just graced his hair, but now we'll have to see if he can stay alive. But he's completely given up. He knows, or they know exactly where he is. But that smoke does block him off, so he can reposition himself. Flow State, though, it looks like they actually still want to commit to this. They're still grouped up. They have lots of time, so they don't have to commit to this. But at this point choice, it's looking like that is the game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Send in, and actually going to get a ton of information and going to know that Choi Boy is hanging out by the generator there. I feel like they really need to send in this Cypher towards that tree area, kind of clear up that area, because Choi Boy is here. Actually, never mind. Choi Boy is taken off the field by Simple, and that is going to be a free A site for Flow State. They're looking really good so far. They're trying to get something big done up against Elysium, who did a fantastic job on Haven. And now, Flow State making a statement so far.
Heroes trying to find something, but Denya gonna pick up 2 with that operator. And now Flow State putting themselves at a 7-3. And the one thing we're noticing from Elysium is they're just not able to get those trades in the site. They're not even able to take down a frag at all. It actually seems like Flow State, they're able to get that 1 or 2 before they finally lose somebody. And that's not what you want on that defensive side. You need to have that first frag if you're on the defense so that you can slow things down. But right now, Flow State, they're just flowing on through really convincingly in these sites and all their executes.
Oh yeah, they're feeling really confident in their pushes and their site takes, and it's showing in some of their play here. It's looking nice and crispy. They're winning these gunfights, hitting those headshots, doing exactly what they need to, you know, win this little video game of Valorant.
Now, speaking of winning, I mean, Campion, you can even see, going to be able to use the Cloudburst, gets himself out of this situation, but now Flow State going to be pushing on through, but that's not going to be any frag in succession here for the defensive players. Still 2 ultimates if they want to use it, but at this moment, we might not see that. The spray comes in from Simple, a little bit greasy. It finally works, and now 2 remaining players, the 2 last players, Sheriffs in hand, they have their ultimates, but it's a 2-on-5 situation. They might want to keep things going. Doughboy has the stinger, but he's not able to make any use of it at all. So now Cade just going to have to hope to find at least one person before he falls, but no. He's going to find all players remaining right in front of him.
Totally different team we're seeing here, Laz. Flow State looking buff. I mean, doing pretty much exactly what Elysium did to them in the first half of last game. I mean, it's 8-3 right now. If they finish off 9-3, that's literally the same half that we saw from Elysium onto Flow State. But this time, we're seeing lots more ultimates on the side of Elysium, and really dangerous ultimates as well. We've got that Empress on Reyna. HiHop could do some pretty crazy stuff with that Reyna, that's for sure. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen here in this last round of the first half.
Yeah, we definitely need somebody on Elysium's side to really just initiate, win that first exchange, win the duel. They need something. I mean, like we said, Flow State, they've been very successful in taking the executes and actually winning those exchanges every single time before they get traded out. So we'll have to see Elysium. They have to do something very different than what they've been doing before. The turtle setup just has not been working. But even now, Flow State, they're going back to their original game plan. Keep the original recipe. Why not? Because it's been very successful and they're going to push on through. Bossy going to be using his run it back to pick up frag, but he does get a little bit of information. And now you're going to see Dude who's going to be pushing on through into middle. The Reyna very low. Double flashes coming through. Dude able to get the frag and he's able to take him down. And all of a sudden now Elysium, they're still grouped up here, Choice. This could be a trap for Flow State.
Could be indeed. We're seeing all these ultimates, and oh my goodness, it comes out. Does a ton of damage onto Valen. Cade is actually going to be able to take down Bossy TV, but Bood is in such a gross position to be able to get a nice little headshot onto this Sova. He's not going to be able to do it just yet, but Simple in a very disgusting situation himself. Tons of frags going back and forth. It is a 3v3. Make that a 3v2 in the favor of Flow State. My goodness, a 2v1. Choi Boy has a lot of work on his hands, but he could do it. We've seen him do it before, but there's someone in wine. Boot is going to go down to Choi Boy, and it is just Simple and Choi Boy in this situation.
Oh my goodness, and he gets away with it. He runs on the fadeaway. He takes down Simple. I'm not sure why Simple went for that peek, but he just allowed Choi Boy to win that 1v2 clutch. I'm not sure what the reasoning was for. I guess he got so scared with that smoke in front of him, but a round goes for Elysium. They able to pull it through, survive a little bit. 8-4, still in favor for Flow State, but now we've switched sides. We're on that second half at map number 2. And right now, is this going to be the difference that is going to be for Elysium? We saw before, their attacking side seemed to be the very big key of success for them in map number 1. Can that still make its way on map number 2?
Well, we are here, and we are here for it, that's for sure. Elysium have a lot of catching up to do, but Flow State, I mean, I don't know. Elysium could actually have their own sort of Flow State going on here, but we'll have to see. This is the pistol round of the second half. Elysium on the attacker side. This is game 2 of the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. So if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us in. There's going to be a lot of trades back and forth. It is in the favor of Flow State. It is a 4v3 situation.
And even Flow State now holding it down, completely dismantling that attacking side here from Elysium. Still going to have them towards B main. The Cypher going to be creeping his way into middle. Cade now going to be joining his teammate. So it's going to be a double stack here from Flow State at both sites. So a little bit of a split setup that we're seeing from that defensive side. And now you can even see the Cypher and Sova. They're still holding the tight crossfire. And even now, Elysium, they have plenty of time to work with. They can still change their game plan. They don't have to go for anything too rash right now. But they're going to have to make a choice here very quick.
Here we go, moving in. Choiboy has a beautiful cam setup here to clear their area, but Flow State could probably actually hear that camera. I don't know just yet. But we're moving in onto A site nice and slow. They have 20 seconds left. They're going to have to commit onto the site here. Choiboy making their move right now, moving towards CT, trying to clear that out. Kairos nice and slow onto the site, and there it is. The spike is going to be planted, but a nice quick setup from Flow State could actually push onto the site, but no, they choose to go back, and Choiboy could have a beautiful setup here. Takes one down, isn't going to be traded out by Simple. We're going to have to see, there it is, a beautiful trade from Simple, but Cade lining up the Molotov could actually stave off enough time, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, so the Molotov should land in just a moment, but still coming through. You can actually see it just popped, and now it hasn't landed. Oh, I don't think it actually worked. I think it popped too far, so it didn't even actually land properly. You could see it bounced right in front of him, hit the ledge right there in front of the spike. So it doesn't work out at all in Flow State. They pick up that pistol, putting themselves 9-4. I mean, definitely comes down to the wire, but Elysium really just not seeing the same squad. We're not seeing those, same frags that we're seeing so far. But I mean, right now, this is Flow State's pick. We'll have to see. I mean, now they're going to go for the force buy, of course, and even Elysium, they're just going to go for the lighter side of things.
Oh, absolutely. Flow State, though, going pretty heavy. You got the Ares in the hands of Simple. I mean, I'm still thinking about that Sky Molly, how high it bounced up onto the generator. You could hear it burning on the generator above him. Oh my goodness, Bossy coming around the corner with a beautiful headshot onto Choiboy. Valen getting himself another kill onto Hip Hop, but Bossy TV, this is looking like it's all Flow State so far. My goodness.
Yeah, big cleanup from Flow State. Only losing one person, definitely not a bad way for them to go. And now they're going to be putting themselves double digits. Elysium kind of just using that round as a burner. So now they're going to burn that money as they're going to put all the Vandals, everything they need. Actually, no Phantoms on their side. So they're feeling like they can hit some of these one taps, but this is a big round for them. They absolutely need to pick this up. This is the big tail of the tape, because right now, Flow State, they are on that bonus. And if Flow State can pick up this round, I mean, this might just be the end of everything for map number 2.
Could be. We might actually see a game 3 here. Don't often see a game 3 in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, but recently it has been going to game 3 because the players, the talent, the teams that have been joining the Valorant Sunday Showdown have been showing off the fact that they deserve to be here. They are fantastic players.
Shadows
And these two teams are no exception of that, for sure.
Will be the only Valen. Oh, he peeks a bit too early, and he is not able to find anybody. He's just spraying and praying, but not able to find any of his prey. And now Bossy finds one, finds two, and now will be Kairos to finally reply back on that trade, and Denya takes him down with the shoddy, or the Bucky, my apologies. But now it's a 2-on-3 situation. Elysium, the spike's down just in front of A main, but Showboy able to take Simple down. So now they've equalized this situation, and it's all about flow state. They have some time to work with, and they're completely scattered. You can see this, and even Showboy still lurking around, creeping through the A rafter.
This could be a moment for Cade to really pull off something big. This is a nice crossfire setup from Elysium. But they're going to be looking in the wrong place at the wrong time. Cade is going to be able to get the last 2 frags and put down the spike, get themselves a lot of econ for themselves, and they are on the comeback. They 4 spot. They kind of hoped and prayed in that situation, and it paid off in their favor, that's for sure. But now look at the fragging power on the side of Flow State, Laz.
Yeah, I mean, that, the one scary thing to think about as well is, I mean, Flow State, they were on the bonus, and the fact that it came down to the, 2 remaining players from Elysium, I mean, I wouldn't be feeling that great about it if I was going to be on the side of Elysium at that moment, but we'll have to see if they can, make a bit of a shift in this next gun round, because Flow State, like I said, they have all the money, so now they put everything on the line here. They have an operator and their jet, but now Elysium looks like they're actually just going to hit the gas. They're going to be pushing on through, but Bude, he's able to take down one, slows it down a little bit more. Jet able to dash across, but Simple finds another. Bude is just able to pick up so many frags, and that's going to be the quad, and just like that, Flow State, they make it look so easy choice.
They make it look so easy indeed. A 4K from Bude, and still not topping the charts here on his team. I mean, they've been putting the work in, getting those frags out, and putting a stop to Elysium's crazy first game today, Laz. I mean, in the grand finals, they're putting a stop to it. They gave themselves that pep talk. And Flow State's looking pretty spicy.
They really are. And I mean, even we were talking about Cade on map number 1, and now even he's actually on the top of the scoreboard. But right now, it's just not enough. Flow State, they've been just able to dismantle everything on the attacking side from Elysium. We're just not seeing that same team. And I mean, right now, they're 2 rounds away from going into map number 3, and Bude able to find the back of the head of Kairos. And even Denya putting that operator absolute work, and this has just been such a big way for Flow State to pick up round after round, and all of a sudden we're at a minute still left, and there's only 3 players remaining choice.
Yeah, it's looking a little dire for Elysium at the moment. We do have the orbital strike. Hip Hop is 1 away from that Empress. Could actually be huge, but Denya, oh my goodness. Denya is in such a fantastic position to be able to take down the members of Elysium quickly, 1 by 1. There goes 1. He sends another bot shot out. It's going to miss that one, but he has everything to do to hit these last 2 members of Elysium with this crazy operator.
I don't understand, Denya. How does he find these? He just picks up frag after frag, and now I mean, the flash boss, he actually does make it work, and he's just running and bursting and makes it connect. And now Flow State put themselves on match points, from map number 2 in Elysium. We need to see something different. I mean, they have 5 ultimates, and I mean, this might be the round where we're just going to see it be completely depleted. But we need a big answer and a big change real quick.
Yeah, and I don't know what the answer is, Laz. They have 5 ultimates in their favor. That could be the key to give them some momentum here in this situation. But Flow State, they've been hitting their shots. They've been in the right place at the right time. They feel super comfortable here on Ascent, that's for sure. And Bossy TV takes down Campion, another crazy member of Elysium. This is looking destitute so far. This might actually be the last round for Elysium here in Game 2 of the Grand Finals. We might be seeing Map 3.
Definitely making itself look like that. I mean, still have those 4 ultimates. It was the jet that from Elysium that actually was used, but not able to pick up the frag. And now Hunter's Fury going to be used from Elysium, trying to see if they can scout anything, shift that rotation a little bit here from Flow State. But now Hype Hop going to be pushing on through into middle, and actually will be the Omen player from Flow State going to be holding the tight angle inside of middle. But now this is actually going to be using now another ultimate.
Oh,
that
no.
is going to be Valen to find the back of him, able to get another. How on earth does this happen? Elysium, they're just not able to respond, and now Valen going to be pushing on through, but Flow State, they've now put themselves on a 4-on-2 advantage situation choice.
I mean, Cade had to do what he had to do. He sent out the orbital strike, used it up just to get that one frag. I mean, it could mean the difference between winning this round and losing this map. That's for sure. That's a crazy situation indeed. Kairos getting a beautiful headshot, pushing up onto Bossy, but Denya finishes off Cade. And it's looking like it's gonna be Flow State. There it is. Denya finishing it off onto Kairos, and Flow State taking it to Game 3, Map 3 of the Grand Finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Yeah, Flow State, they were able to reply back in extreme fashion and just taking that map very convincingly. I mean, we said it before. I mean, Elysium, they looked so good on map number 1 on Haven. But I mean, a flick of the switch, and man, we're pushing ourselves to map number 3. What better way than, a grand final going the distance choice?
Yeah, that's for sure. And looking at the map picks, it looks like we are going to be on Split for map 3. This is going to be a really exciting matchup. Split, we haven't been able to see on the Valorant Sunday Showdown here that often, lads, so I'm really excited to see this one. It's going to be crazy. Elysium versus Flow State. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's going to be Game 3 of the Grand Finals. You definitely don't want to miss this one.
It's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I. Everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the Valorant Sunday Showdown with your host, of course, Laz and Choice Plays. Map number 3, Elysium versus Flow State. Wow, all the way to the distance, Choice.
My goodness, I can't believe we're on game 3. I mean, this is the 39th Valorant Sunday Showdown. Next week is 40, and I mean, we're going to have another crazy grand finals then, but this is today. This is tonight. This is game 3. Whoever wins this map wins it all, that's for sure. So we're excited to jump into this one, and it's going to be on Split, another one of those maps that we don't see a lot in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I'm surprised we're not going into Bind. I'm not going to lie to you, Laz.
Yeah, honestly, same here. Like, a part of me was thinking, like, offline, I'm like, I would love to see an icebox, or I would maybe love to see a split. And you know what? Got part of my wish, so I'm actually pretty happy. I mean, I think Split's a great map. I know a lot of people in the community have a different opinion about it, but it kind of reminds me, just an old style map. And I think it's very interesting. And I think even the agents are going to change dramatically on this map. So for me, I'm pretty excited. And honestly, it's kind of a toss up. Like, I mean, we've seen both teams being very efficient on their attacking side, whereas on Split, I mean, it's theoretically more defensive favored. So I mean, we'll have to see how much of effect that actually makes on a map like Split.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a feeling we might see the Killjoy coming out, and Kairos might actually be the one to pick the Killjoy, but if we see that, there's not going to be any sort of Sova. I know that there's been a lot of talk about this, that Sova isn't that good on Split, so we're kind of seeing that here in these agent compositions. There is not a Sova on this map at all. We're seeing Killjoy being picked for both of these teams. So that's a really nice change of pace, I'd say. We're also seeing the raises, so we're going to see some showstoppers, some explosions, that's for sure. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully seeing some very interesting pushes back and forth. And it's going to be... I can't remember who's going to be starting on the defense side or on attacker side, so I can't tell you that right now, but whoever it is, this is going to be a nice change of pace for sure.
Definitely could be, and I'm really curious to see if both these teams are going to be, a different squad on their defensive side, because we saw on both maps, I mean, it was definitely attacker favored, so these teams definitely kind of struggled, let's say, quote unquote, struggled on their defensive side, not typically what we normally saw, but a map like Split, I definitely think I would definitely push it on the defensive side still. I know there's been some changes, quite some time ago, but definitely looking forward to see from both teams. And like you said, the Rays being on both sides is going to be very interesting with the showstoppers. Having that duelist just kind of being able to blast their way through the sites and everything like that definitely makes things very spectacular to see.
Oh my goodness, Laz, we have a triple duelist composition for Elysium.
I like it. Honestly, I think it's good. I mean, Elysium actually going to have that triple duelist is good, and having the Omen smokes, the dark cover, I think that's going to be, that could be big. This could be a big, dangerous recipe for them.
Oh, absolutely. I have a feeling we're going to see some, like you said, some really dangerous stuff from Elysium, but we also see the breach on the side of Flow State. That's the big difference here. We have the triple duelist composition for Elysium. We have that breach comp for Flow State. I don't know who takes this, to be honest, Laz. This is going to be one crazy round for sure.
Yeah, and it's already looking like Flow State, they're holding the fort. They're able to just hold that fort to B, and now it's down to just a 2-on-2 situation. Actually, Choboy finds 2 now, so making things a little bit more interesting. So just going to be playing inside of B garage, going to hold things out, but needs his gun to be out. But Cade able to help him out, saves his life, and now just leaving it down to Bude. He was a big player earlier on in the stages here for Flow State, but now he's going to have to come up even bigger on a 1-on-2 clutch situation. Both players, look at this. Oh no, but they picked the wrong time. But Cade, he's able to respond back. Oh my goodness, it looked very dire for them, but they make it work in Elysium. They pull off that attacker first round.
Ho ho! That was a beautiful flick from Bude, doing some work onto Elysium, but ultimately it is Elysium's first round. And here we go, Bossy TV. Oh, I thought we were going to see a shorty come out of Bossy TV. That could have been really fun. But no, we're going to save that one for maybe later. But Elysium with the standard round 2 force buy here. Not going to see much different stuff. But here we go. A nice big start with the Roombas on both sides of the map. And Elysium looking to take a little bit of B control again.
Yeah, and that boom ball was actually very good placement because it actually cleared the left-hand side. So now they are fully aware that they needed to focus on one area. So instead, they don't actually have to worry about that tight corner. But Bossy tries to make something with the classic. Valen is able to reply back. Choboy going to be forcing this plant, but Danny actually takes him down. Simple replies back. All of a sudden, this is just completely flipped. And now, Hip Hop on his own. 1-on-2 situation. He's got the Spectre in hand. Oh, the turret is placed, but it doesn't spot him. So he can bait this time for a little bit longer, but he can't go up the rope at all. So whatever he does, he has to take it down. And he actually will now use it, but now he does have a cloud burst and he's going to burn both of them on Heaven. So he's allowed CT to be open completely.
Oh, definitely a fantastic try from Hip Hop there, but Bood is going to be able to take him down. I mean, what do you do in a situation like that? Anywhere you go, that turret is going to spot you out. And so he, I mean, did what he could, took it out, put some cloud bursts in, and got onto site. But Hip Hop, I mean, we've seen some pretty crazy things come out of that player. So we're going to continue seeing more, but it's going to be a save round for Elysium this time. They did kind of force up a little bit last round. And it did go over to Flow State, excuse me. Now we're seeing a beautiful buy from Flow State.
And I mean, the one thing to know, that was such a pinnacle round for Flow State. The fact that they were able to pull it back with a save and like kind of not really putting a lot of investment against Elysium force buying, or not force buying, sorry, going for the purchase. That's, you know, that's really interesting because now that money situation for both teams kind of changes quite dramatically. You can even see it will be the defensive side. They have some phantoms and some rifles on their hands, so this makes it even harder for Elysium, especially on that attacking side. But we'll have to see what kind of recipe they are going to be creating with up here. But now they are going to be grouped up in towards middle, but instead actually they're going to fall back. Some smokes are really just causing a bit of commotion for them right now. Choice.
That was a nice little double fake there. They kind of pumped in towards Heaven here on B, went back towards Mail and Ropes, but then moved right back here to Heaven side. And now you've got a very interesting setup from Elysium, but Valen is going to take down Hip Hop. This is a very rough situation for Elysium as they are on a safe round.
I mean, the Yard trying to get into the site, but they're just not able to. But actually will be Kairos to find the one, but now just going to be down to Cade by himself. He does have a showstopper ready. He could use it. He could pop the rocket if he needs to, but instead he's going to get taken down by Denya. So Flow State, they lose only 2 members on their purchase round, so not much of a harm or foul for them yet. But now the money situation, it's good enough for rifles to be purchased here for Elysium. So we will see kind of that first official gun round here on the 3rd map.
Yeah, here we go. We're seeing all Vandals in Elysium. We've been seeing that a lot from them. We've seen a lot of Phantom on the side of Flow State, a lot of Vandal on the side of Elysium. They really like that headshot fragging power, and I feel like Flow State kind of likes that a little bit more controllable spray pattern from the Phantom. Here it is, Cade trying to get that headshot. Had the crosshair in the right place, but it was a little bit too quick from Daniel. A nice little dash out of that situation. Valen hanging out with this paranoia could be huge for them. Perfect situation at the moment. Sends in, tries to get as much done as possible, but gets booed in a beautiful position. But no, it's taken down from Cade.
Yeah, and this is a really good hold from Flow State. I mean, the fact that they just pinched mid and now Elysium, they're going to have to be swinging in this round because they weren't able to do anything at all. They just took down one person from Flow State. They weren't able to get any trades at all. And that paranoia that came through from Flow State was absolutely critical, which just completely threw Elysium completely in a bind. They were fully flashed. They had no idea where they were. They didn't even know what year it was. And now it's all just down to Cade. The 1-on-4 situation, spike in hand, 40 seconds left, does have quite a bit of utility to still use, has his showstopper also, but it's going to be a matter. He needs to find these openings. He needs to find these 1-on-1 duels, but he's going to have to do it quick here, Choice, because time is definitely ticking.
Now the question is, do you burn the showstopper in a situation like this? It's a 1v4. You're all the way on CT side. You're clearing these angles. You're clearing it all. Do you use the showstopper. There's a beautiful headshot onto Simple, but he is going to run into the clutches of, there it is, of Denya. Takes him down before he can do anything, does not clear that corner. A little unfortunate situation, but I mean,
Gun here.
oh no, he
Gun
accidentally
here.
sends the
Gun here.
satchel out.
Gun here.
No.
Gun here.
Hey, is there a gun there?
I'm kind of confused. Yeah, I guess so. Like, I mean, I guess they're just trying to figure out what they want to do. Hot potato, I have no idea. They, I guess they make it work. They finally figured everything out. But even now, I mean, Elysium, they're just going to have to go back for the light purchase, some sheriffs with the ghosts, some light, actually some full armor for some of the members as well. So I guess their money situation isn't too bad. They have enough for another gun round. Hip-Hop going to be going for the Blade Storm. See if that can find an opening. It definitely can be a big playmaker if used correctly, but so far Flow State, that defensive side, is looking very, very good, that we were talking about at the very beginning here, Choice.
Yeah, it seems like Flow State have just been doing a fantastic job of controlling the economy on the side of Elysium. Look, they have 4 ultimates. Flow State have 4 ultimates right now. They can do anything pretty much they want. Getting up into the face, though, is Hip-Hop onto Bossy TV. Lots of trades going on, but Valen, my goodness, it is a 1-for-1 so far. Here comes the showstopper from Elysium. Are we going to see much out of that one? I don't think so this time. Tries to get something done with it. Is not going to be able to, but it's a 3v3 situation. We still have some ultimates on the side of Flow State, and as I speak, getting a little bit of information is Valen using that ultimate. Now they're going to have to try and retake this site with a little bit of a health pool deficit and a dream, that's for sure.
Even now they're grouped up completely on top of B Tower, but they're trying to go for those duels so long range, but Hip-Hop able to pick up a triple. And Elysium, we were saying this before, can the use of the Jet ultimate be enough? And it definitely was. And I mean, obviously his teammates were able to pull out through as well, but we definitely saw Hip-Hop picking up those frags, absolutely needed. And now they put themselves back only in a 1-round deficit. It will be a full gun round once more here. Denya gonna have that operator in his hands, and we definitely saw before on map number 2, things were looking very deadly. All the kill shots landing for that op of Denya.
Oh yeah, that's kind of been the story of today's Valorant Sunday Showdown. Denya with that operator, but Hip-Hop getting aggressive here with his own jet plays. Sends in the Cloudburst there in heaven, but my goodness, Bossy TV with the showstopper gets a double kill onto Campion and Kairos. That is huge for Flow State. It is a 4v3 situation, but my goodness, Cade makes it a 3v3 situation, and now they have the A site in their clutches, but no, they might actually send Choyboy with the spike on over to B for free.
Oh, this is so big, and I mean, this is very risky because it's just going to be down to him. He's going to be able to get that spike down, and even Flow State, they're going to actually start kind of creeping their way back a little bit, and now they've completely read this, so they need the Omen to stay alive as long as possible. Choyboy, he needs to frag out, but he needs to hide. He finds out one, he gets for the spray. He's able to escape, but now he needs his teammates to get there a little bit quicker. He's able to get himself through into the dark cover. 22 HP, 2 players remaining for Flow State. Their ultimates, they can be used. No ults available for Elysium. Cade gonna find him in the back of the head. He takes down Denya, and the blast pack, it comes on through, and that's gonna be the quad for Cade, and now they put themselves on an even playing field.
Oh my goodness, and a beautiful satchel kill to secure that 4K for Cade. I mean, we've been seeing Cade on some of these more support agents, excuse me, and now that we see Cade on the Raze, he is really raising hell, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of commenting on this before, and I mean, Cade was, a little bit quiet on map number 1, tons of assists. They're doing a lot of work. The frags, weren't completely where they should be, but I mean, even now, map number 2, and now especially map number 3, just completely different. And even now, Hip-Hop gonna be able to win that exchange, and that's something different we haven't seen at all yet from the attacker side. Always seemed to be Flow State to kind of start the battle, but now Elysium, they're a little bit fired up from taking that round, and so far Flow State backs a little bit against the boards here, Choice.
Oh yeah, but then Simple comes in with a beautiful headshot. I mean, that's a nice headshot to kind of get a little bit more momentum onto your side, evening it up. 4v4 in this situation. They're trying to get onto A, but there is a Killjoy in the way. This could be pretty destitute for Elysium's push onto site, but they have it situated so far. The Killjoy is on site, clearing out that elbow area, but Bood, with the patience of a saint, holding this angle, trying to make sure no one comes out from the backside. Might actually run into hip-hop, though.
Yes, the attacker Killjoy is going to be used to both players. They're actually stuck holding hands on the very edge of that. You can just see they're just on the sliver of it. None of the other players going to be close by that they're actually going to go for this push, but so now Hip Hop going to be grouped up towards it, actually giving away his position, but that's going to be that. Bossy finds it, he punishes him for the mistake, and Cade able to take down another. So Flow State trying to push on through. The flash comes in. That's going to be a double flash, but Campion, look at this. He just keeps on pushing, but he's going to get detained.
Oh, no.
And he actually does get caught. Oh no, that's not what you want to be in. And now this is just making it a little bit easier for Flow State because they know one of the players is not going to be useful. And now Campion has to hightail his way into that site. And now he's going to have to find these people, but the spike, it's already going to get diffused. But no! Oh no! What on earth just happened here?
It took too much time. Simple had every reason to go and get that frag onto the person who was detained. He knew where he was. He knew which way he was going. I don't know why he didn't commit to that and get the kill. It was just too much time. I think they were too scared. I don't know what happened.
Oh my, I mean, you knew that one of the players was detained, and you would think they would be able to kind of pounce onto that a little bit quicker, but a lot of hesitation and really, I mean, good bait from Elysium. I mean, they burned the clock. It definitely worked out in their favor, but my, oh my, a big mistake from Flow State, and very costly mistake indeed.
Yes, it is, and this is a very interesting situation because Elysium is absolutely decimating the defense of Flow State. Denya here with a classic, going to try and get something done. Gets a headshot down. It's not enough, though. My goodness, the aim has been fantastic on both these teams, but Bood with a beautiful 3K with the Sheriff. Are you kidding me, Bood? You're absolutely a madman, but it's an A site for Elysium right now. Laz, what is going on?
How on earth does that work? I mean, it just looks like an entanglement, and then all of a sudden, Bude's like, you know what? Let's make things interesting. I'm going to pick up a triple, but I mean, that's going to be that. But either way, still burning that, money situation from Elysium and making things spectacular and very interesting to say the least. I mean, now another gun round commenced, but choice, I'm lost for words.
I mean, same, in the middle of that crazy 3K, I had to call on the help of Laz because, I mean, I was at a loss for words, and my goodness, these players are bringing it to each other. I mean, everyone in the chat, this is map 3, game 3 of a best of 3 in the grand finals. This week's Valorant Sunday Showdown, and it is, I mean, whoever wins this wins it all.
This is for all the marbles. You can see both teams kind of waking up, getting that second wind, or even the triple wind, if we want to call it that. I mean, now map number 3, like you said, this is for everything. So even Elysium, they actually do have the slight advantage in terms of the score, 5-3 Flow State. We were talking a little bit about this being more of a defensive map and seeing maybe potentially could shift things, but that attacking mentality still is really just continuing on so far for both these teams.
Yeah, they're definitely showing off that they want to be here, that they deserve to be here, that they can be aggressive, they can be tempered aggressive, they can do exactly whatever they want. I mean, whatever you put your mind to, I guess, is the real lesson here. Kairos getting in pretty aggressive here himself. Campion on the site already, takes out. There's a lot of frags going in the favor of Elysium. It is a 3v2 situation now. Kairos still alive, but it's going to be taken down by Simple. And the spike isn't down just yet, but it is initiating right now, and they get the spike down. And now Cade might actually get a nice flank onto the 2 members left alive from Flow State.
Yeah, Cade could really just make the big play, could just change everything completely. Finds the one, actually does get blind a little bit, able to throw the paint can, so Campion just going to hold onto the map, holding it as long as possible, just spraying on through, and that's going to be that, and Elysium pull through another round. That attacking side is just looking too strong so much right now for Flow State. We're not seeing those trades like we saw before.
No, we're not. I mean, I don't even really know what to say at the moment. Cade has come alive. We know now that Cade is a Raze main, and it is looking like it right now. 16, 5, and 4. We've seen some pretty crazy stat lines today, lads. I mean, absolutely nutter butters stat lines for sure. I mean, we are 3 rounds away from the half, and Cade is 16, 5, and 4. So much use out of this agent.
He literally has the score of 3 of his teammates. I mean, you talk about sometimes you have those games where one of your teammates just goes on a hard carry. I mean, this is kind of that moment. I mean, definitely can't take anything away at all from the teammates. They're definitely doing the work they need to. But the fact that Cade has 16 frags and we're only through 9 rounds, I mean, that's incredible. And I mean, like you said, we've seen some crazy statistics and just differences from every single game here on the grand finals. But right now, Cade has really just pulled on through since map number 1 and really just a whole different shine.
Now, I don't know if they take this to heart at all, but it seems like Cade, it seems like Raze is the agent to put Cade on. But I will say, Cade with those 10 assists in the first half of the first match, you can't discount that at any means at all. Definitely.
No, it definitely makes, a big difference. I mean, the assist, obviously, it's an assist for a reason, right? So you're definitely putting in the work. It might not be a frag, but you're definitely putting in all the work for your teammates to succeed. But now we need to see something succeed here for Flow State because they're just not making work. No trade going to come through. Finally, Valen finds one. The flash comes in. Kairos still gets it with the drive-by. And now Valen tries to find another, and that stinger is definitely going to sting enough to take down Hip Hop. Should be able to pick up a free weapon. The paint can's going to come on through, gets the teleport, able to get himself out of that spike planted. No, now the spike going to get planted. A 3-on-3 situation. Flow State, they still have one ultimate, but it is the Omen ult. Not typically what you want to see in a situation like this. The Killjoy ult still could be used from Elysium if they want, and that will now come on through, so it should buy some time a little bit longer. And Choboy able to find another, so now, dude, he's just going to have to potentially just run into this, wait for the Killjoy to go through. Instead, he's actually going to try to contest, but he'll get taken down before he can get detained, but he will ascend, as you can see. And now 7-3 here, Choice.
It's, I don't know what to say, because I know that Flow State's putting in the work. We're seeing a pretty decent amount of frags on the side of Flow State. Lots of assists as well. I mean, these players are trying to do as much as they can to really solidify whatever they're doing. But Elysium is just doing it a little bit better. They're coming out on top. Cade is the X factor on Split, that's for sure. Utilizing Raze to her fullest extent. My goodness, Gampion's going to take down Bossy TV, and Bood trying to get pretty aggressive in this situation. Hip Hop is going to take down Bood, and this, my goodness, Valen coming out of the teleport is going to get a headshot, but Hip Hop trades him out. And my goodness, Laz, this is looking pretty, like a pretty destitute first half for Flow State.
It really does look like that. I mean, there's just no reply back at all. I mean, it just seems like Flow State, like we said before, one of the biggest issues that we're noticing from both teams on their defensive side is just not picking up that first frag or even getting the proper trades that you need. And even there, we saw this small mistake where I think it was actually Bossy tried to go for a little bit of a quick peek on top of the rafter. He gets taken down. His teammate, I think that was Beauty, was not able to get that timing completely right because you can see he just caught the shoulders of those remaining opponents. And those are kind of the little things, those little mistakes that can be so costly. And that's why we see Elysium just pulling through with big numbers against them right now.
Big numbers indeed. Elysium looking to do some more big numbers, pushing up towards ramp. Kairos getting pretty aggressive here in this situation. He's going to be watching, knew exactly where that bomb is going to be, or excuse me, that bot was going to be, and took it out instantaneously. That's the kind of game sense that you need to be in the top, in the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and they have got it. Elysium showing off that game sense, but Valen coming in with his own game sense and a beautiful headshot onto Campion.
Marvelous execution comes in. That spike is going to get planted. Choboy actually does come from the back, able to take down one, but now Hip Hop giving away his position. Kairos just going to hang out on the corner. Denya able to bring the knife to the gunfight. He finds two, so that's been very successful. Now Kairos going to be pushing on through that swarm grenade. He's able to pick up the one. He goes for the spray, and he's able to make it work. He makes it all work for them, and now they keep on going. Not going to be losing a round. 9-3, and now we have shifted things over. Wow, choice. It looks good for Flow State, and then all of a sudden it just goes away.
I wish you could see me right now, Laz. My hands are on my head. I am in disbelief of that round. I don't think they expected Kairos to push through the swarm grenade, and that's why they went back and looked on the other side of Elbow. And it was such a big brain play from Kairos and really solidified that round for Elysium. And now it is a 9-3 half. Hopefully Flow State can get in some sort of flow state on this side, get into a really attacker mindset. I mean, they looked really aggressive in those 3 rounds in a row that they won in the first half. But here they are taking ground in mid. Campion is in a very interesting position. Might actually get taken down by Denya, but no. Takes down Denya himself. And this is a better situation than they would like. My goodness, another one, and he's still alive.
How does he get away with that? He's able to make something out of nothing in a situation that just looks like it should be an easy pickup, but now things have gotten very, very interesting. Spike is going to now be retrieved. You're going to be throwing that alarm bot right on the corner of the connector. Oh, he's able to just hide behind the default box. Now it's going to be triggered. He doesn't actually go for it. Gets the one, and now making it to a one-on-one situation. Bossy, he's down to 7 HP. He thinks he's above, but oh man, they're just missing each other. And now Bossy, he's still got lots of time to work with, but he has to win this frag. He has to hit the head first. And you can even see the HP for the Jet. It's very high, but oh, Bossy, he finds it. He makes a connection choice. What on earth? How is this going all the way like this? But Hip Hop, he finally makes the connection, gets them to the 10th. My goodness.
What are you guys doing to me, man? You're making me sweat. You're making my heart pound. I mean, like, this has been a sweaty Game 3 of the Grand Finals, that's for sure. I can't believe what I'm watching right now, Laz. This has been such a fantastic Grand Finals. I know I say that pretty much every single time I cast the Grand Finals, or pretty much any game of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, but this is just another crazy Grand Finals in the books. And, I mean, not fully in the books yet. I'm getting ahead of myself here, Laz. But I'm excited, okay?
You and me both. I mean, 10-3 Elysium. They just look like they're on a whole other chapter. And now Flow State, they are able to get themselves into this site, so they get the spike down. So now we have ourselves a bit of an interesting situation. It is going to be the 5-on-4. Flow State, they have 2 players that are very critical on the HP. They're very low. Choboy pushing on through, but now going to be going for a bit of a peek, but he actually doesn't anticipate Bossy to be right there. He holds a tight angle. A little bit of an element of surprise there. And now Hip Hop going to go for the one, but no, he's not able to make it work. And all of a sudden, things have kind of changed around. Champion tried to get more information, but no. Oh man, this is just a firefight. This is back and forth we go, Choice.
I don't even know what's going on anymore, Laz. This is insane. It's so back and forth. I mean, the frags are going back and forth. My goodness, Valen barely makes it out alive. 3K for a... I mean, 2 members. I don't even know. There's so many frags going out, Laz. Flow State, Elysium. I mean, is Split an attacker-sided map? Question mark. I don't know.
I mean, it's looking like it. I mean, both these teams. It's amazing to see. I mean, this isn't any trying to be too critical, but we're definitely seeing they don't excel as much as we'd like to see on that defensive side. I mean, right now, Elysium, they're really banking on all the rounds they had from the first half. But this is going to be a big test for them because we saw before in the 2 previous maps, defensive side wasn't really their favorite, as well as it wasn't for Flow States. But this might be the game of attacking. I have no idea, but we still have a big show ahead of us.
Oh, wow. Flow State's agent comp, I'd say, is definitely kind of geared towards attacker side anyways. You're seeing how aggressive they can be with the 3 flashes that they get from... Oh, my goodness. from Breach, but this time Cade is coming in with another beautiful headshot with the Sheriff, but they're coming in hot and heavy onto the site with this retake. They're trying to get something done. The flashpoint comes out and sends Elysium back off here, but it's just not enough so far. My goodness, Laz, what is going to happen?
Now they're going to be pushing on through, but now you'll be able to find him. So Hip-Hop actually trying to go for that spam through the tall box. Showboy able to find one, so now 3-on-2 situation, making it now just to a 1-on-3. Hip-Hop takes one before he gets taken down himself. So now Flow State 5 rounds behind, making this a tie game. Still a very long road for them to go, but even now, Elysium gonna put the guns on the board. This is gonna be the first gun round we've seen on this second half, so this could change things. I mean, Flow State, they are still a bit of a half bonus round. We can still see a couple Spectres, but mainly with some rifles. So if Elysium can pull this through, this could really just transcend them to making it all the way to the end. But if Flow State take this, there's some big question marks and big debates to have.
Placing swarm grenade.
Oh, absolutely.
Swarm
This is definitely going to be one of those grand finals that both of these teams are going to be watching constantly. They're going to be studying these plays over and over and over again, because both of these teams are obviously showing off a lot of their playbook and a lot of the fact that they are absolutely dominating each other on these attacker rounds, and all of these defense rounds have been kind of a struggle.
They really have been. I mean, look at this. Elysium, like I said, they don't get any trades at all. And then all of a sudden, they have to rely on big plays, big clutches. And now, speaking of big clutches, it will have to be Campion. He has to come up big. He's able to take down another, but he's still got 3 more players to go against. They are split apart a little bit. He'll have to see if he can win these one-on-one duels. He's not going to be able to. As simple. He stings him, takes him down, and Flow State, they pick up another round. A furious amount of aggression that's coming in from that attacking side, and it's really making me kind of question Elysium. They might be getting a little bit nervous at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess their Flow State's on the favored side. You know, attacker side has been favored this entire grand finals. And yeah, so they are now on the second half on their favored side. They have tons of ultimates, really aggressive ultimates too, that they can use to really put a stop to Elysium. Any sort of anything that Elysium can throw at them at the moment. I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words, Laz.
Definitely not a typical setup that we see on Split. I mean, we see teams rely so heavily on that defensive side, but now, like you said, it's kind of changed the pace. It seems like this is the battle of attacking. We'll have to see if that attacking can work, because what on earth? Bossy, he goes for the boost up. He still wins that exchange. Finally, a trade back from Elysium, but now we're seeing them going to be able to pounce into the site. They squeeze into it, getting that plant down. Bossy holding a very tight angle, and this is what we've seen a lot of him so much, that he just holds these tight angles. He gets that first point of exchange, and now Elysium, down to 2 members, only has some stingers. So at this point, they might just try to look for a pickup of a weapon or 2, but I mean, it's a 2-on-4 situation choice.
Once again, I'm going to ask this question: Never mind. I'm not even going to ask it. I was going to say, do we utilize the showstopper in this situation? But no, you're going to die first. So now Flow State looking pretty again with these ultimates. I mean, 4 ultimates, and Elysium definitely kind of used a couple of their ultimates, and to no avail. Flow State looking buff on the attacker side.
Look at this, 4 rounds in a row now for Flow State. I mean, we saw Elysium pick up that pistol. We definitely were kind of thinking, oh, this could be it. I mean, they're keeping that that groove going, but now Flow State, they've really just turned the page, and we're just seeing a lot of tenacity from them and just being absolutely critical with their plays. And now they're only 3 rounds of a difference. I mean, that's a very small margin. Elysium, they had such a big range before, and now it just seems to be getting closer and closer.
It was 10-3 after the first round of the second half in the favor of Elysium, and now Flow State bringing it closer and closer, just like you said, Laz. And my goodness, Flow State might actually get caught out this time. Choi Boy is in the right place at the right time, but I don't know if they're going to commit to this drop. They are, and here he goes. Who's going to win out in this fight? Choi Boy is actually going to move off a little bit. They're going to make the noise, but they're actually not going to commit to it. They're going to back off. They made a little bit of noise, sent Elysium packing a little bit, and now they're going to try and do something here on the B side.
Yeah, so what they actually tried to do is that noise that they did inside of ropes is the sound cue so that Elysium goes off for the rotate, so they a bit of a fake. Now they completely scattered that defense. Very big point, but that showstopper not able to find anybody at all, but does kind of clear some spots. Cade able to take down Bossy, so now this is back and forth we go. It will be Simple to find him, so now put themselves into a 2-on-1 situation. Simple, he finds the corner, he finds the edge of Campion, so now he's put himself into a 1-on-1 situation, but no, he doesn't expect Chorboy to be that close and already ready for combat, and Elysium finally respond back. 7-11, still in favor for Elysium, but man, they have finally responded in very close fashion.
Very close indeed. The Econ has been so weird this whole time. They've been scraping out buys this entire second half. I mean, obviously, Flow State has been able to buy as much as possible, but Elysium has been scraping out buys pretty much this entire second half, and it finally came to fruition on their side. And this time, they're looking to put a stop to Flow State's momentum, because there is a ton of momentum. Denya getting super confident here. Lots of flashpoints coming out, but Choboy is in the right place, but no, the spray doesn't fully transfer. It gets two of them. Misses out on the third one, but Cade is going to be able to pick up on another member of Flow State, and it is a 4v2 situation in the favor of Elysium. It looks like it might actually be turning around in their favor.
Yeah, big play was absolutely needed, and we saw Choiboy chowing down, taking down 2, almost making it 3. That's a big pickup that we needed to see from them. Will be viewed to actually find the 1, but that's going to be a good trade. So now we're seeing a lot of that good team play so much from Elysium. Now we have ourselves a 2-on-1, but it will be Campion that is actually going to go for the wide swing, takes him down. So now Elysium have put themselves a match point for the series point as well. All things on the line here. We need to see Elysium take one more round, pushing it to the end of making it a 2-1. But Flow State, if they can go the distance, we're going to overtime.
Whew. I mean, they have the economy to do it. I mean, we are seeing the Spectre in the hands of Denya. That's a little unfortunate, but we still have a Bulldog in the hands of Choiboy. I mean, and a Judge in Hip Hop's hands. These are such weird buys. This is match point for Elysium, and they have a Judge. But it's working so far. Hip Hop takes out Denya. That's huge for Elysium. They could actually do this. He sends in a couple of shots now. Not going to be able to do much in that situation, but Kairos, Joey Boy, my goodness, this could actually be a win for Elysium. Laz, are they going to pull it off?
Oh man, but Simple, all of a sudden he responds back in amazing fashion, picks up 2, but now all down to Valen on the 1-on-2 situation. He's been spotted. They know exactly where he is. The spike's down. It's not in favor for him. He's still got a little bit to work with. He's actually going to go for the fake TP, so they expect him to be somewhere else, but now he's going to try to creep on through a ramp, making his way. He's got plenty of time to go. He could even try to go for this orb, but I mean, really at this point, there's going to be not much use for it unless he can obtain that spike. But both players from Elysium, they're just holding it. They have that crossfire, but no, that's going to be Cade to take it down. It's a thing of beauty. It goes the distance, and Elysium, they take it 2-1.
My goodness, Elysium wins it all 2-1 up against Flow State on split of all maps. I mean, it was looking crazy. Laz, we had such a crazy grand finals. It looked attacker sided pretty much all day. But no, Elysium were able to muster up the courage and that confidence and win it all in a 2-1 series up against Flow State in the grand finals. My goodness, crazy stuff.
You know, it's just incredible. I mean, we just saw, the attacking side from both these teams just being so efficient. So it was interesting to see, can they have enough rounds from transitioning on the defensive side to pull things through? We saw it on that last map, Elysium. They were scraping by. I mean, yeah, it was not as close. I mean, I know Flow State didn't hit that double digit, but man, they were just, every round was just getting closer and closer and closer. And honestly, the way it was going, it was looking like there was potential OT, especially in a grand final.
Oh, absolutely. Flow State were really looking hard to get in there. But ultimately, it is Elysium's game, and now the conversation is MVP, HyperX MVP of the match. Who is it going to be, Laz? They're calculating it in the back for production, but who do you think it should go to?
It's hard to say. Like, I think Cade did some really good work, especially
Yeah.
in those last two maps. First map, getting a ton of assists. I mean, definitely something you don't unnotice. Bude definitely made some big statements, big impact frags as well. I'm pretty torn. Like, it's hard for me to say, to be honest, Choice. I don't know if you have a name, but I'm kind of at a question mark here.
Uh, I I don't know either, but that performance from Cade in the game three just kind of solidified it for him for me. But I mean, game two, it was. I don't even know. I don't even know. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out here in just a second. The HyperX MVP of the match is gonna go on over to K3K with that average combat score of 237. I mean, I feel like those assists in game one really helped out with this average CS here throughout all three matches of the grand finals. My goodness, Laz, what can you say about such an amazing player?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we were definitely, making those comments on map number one. And it was not to say like anything negative, of course.
Right.
It was just something we noticed. He wasn't picking up all the frags. His teammates were definitely pulling some weight. He was doing a lot of work as a Brimstone, but then he switched into a duelist role. And man, he was just not looking back. I mean, just a whole different player. And I guess that was kind of the change that they needed, and it completely worked in their favor. So congratulations to Cade. I mean, definitely well deserved and an outstanding performance in a best of three final.
Yeah, he's definitely going to receive that Cloud Core Stinger headset from HyperX for being that match MVP. My goodness, what a great grand finals. Thank you so much to you guys, for the teams, for giving us such an amazing show. This is our 39th Valorant Sunday Showdown in the books, with a huge win from Elysium. Not their first win. This is like their second win of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. No, their third, actually, because they won 2 in a row. They were our first ever 2 in a row, which is absolutely insane. So exciting stuff from them. Flow State, number 2 this time, but they're looking buff, that's for sure. Laz, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a pleasure casting the grand finals with you, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I think you couldn't say it any better. And thank you everybody again for the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Much Choice for having me on the desk here with you, and going through a pretty spectacular best of three. Couldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch, on Twitter. You can see it all in the chat, as well as our little things down there below here in Twitch. But I have been Choice Plays, joined by Laz. Thank you so much again, and we will see you next week for another Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Boy, you got